Hello, and welcome to episode 6 here on Pressing Positivity. Today I'm going to be talking about self-care, and I'm not talking about the kind of self-care where we binge our favorite show while eating our favorite snacks, though that's important too. I'm talking more about daily kind of things. I'm going to be touching on many things. Self-care and especially skincare is something that is really important to me. It has been for a very long time, but recently I've gotten way more into the science behind everything, and I really want to share some of my research with you guys, and also hoping that you can benefit from some of my research. But before I get into that, I just want to take a moment because one of my friends has recently had to have their friend committed against their will due to an addiction, and I just want to take a moment for people who are suffering from addiction or people who are affected by addiction, and just, it reminds me of how much a demon it can be, really. So there will be links included in today's podcast for anyone who is suffering or needs someone to talk to. There are people that you can reach out to. You don't have to suffer alone. If you need help and you're ready to have help, then those links will be there. There are really great resources out there for anyone who's suffering. So my thoughts and prayers are with my friend and their friends and family tonight. I also want to say that if I sound a little nervous in these podcasts, that's because I am. When I sit down with my mic, it's so silly, but I sit down with my mic, I'm alone, I'm basically talking to myself, which isn't actually that abnormal, and I get nervous for some reason, which makes me feel really silly, but it's actually the truth. Anyhow, let's get down to the topic at hand. So like I said, self-care and especially skincare are something that are very important to me. I've been doing skincare for almost my entire adult life, and if you're a younger person listening to this, preventative care is better than starting when you're already noticing signs of aging. So if you can start skincare and start self-care before you notice signs of aging, you will have much better results. Because most of the products that are on the market are actually better at preventing things than correcting things. So keep that in mind if you're a younger person listening to this. But if you're older, there's not, all hope is not lost. I'm not going to be recommending products today. I might do that in a future cast if people are interested in that. So I'm not going to be recommending products, even though the ones that I use I do love and I swear by. But that's not what this is about. This is more about what you can do on a regular basis that makes a big impact on not only your skin but your body, and I'm going to be talking more about the science behind it than I'm going to be talking about actual products. So the very first thing that I want to touch on is actually hydration, and this is a big one for me because I really notice a difference when I'm not drinking enough water. I drink about 2 liters of water per day, and that keeps me well hydrated. And a lot of people are actually dehydrated and don't know it. So basically, this is going to be the same for everyone. Not everything that I talk about is going to work for everybody because everybody is individual and not everything works for everyone. But hydration is a big one, and it works the same for everybody. And some people are actually quite dehydrated and aren't aware of it because, while you're taking fluids, if it's not water, you could still be dehydrated. And a big thing is that a lot of people think that by drinking something with electrolytes like Gatorade or Powerade, etc., that they're actually hydrating their body better than they would be with water, but that's not true, and I'm going to tell you why. So, electrolytes are a type of sodium. They're actually found naturally in our body. So, we already have electrolytes. Unless you're losing a lot of fluids by like sweating, is really a big one, or also like an illness, if you're vomiting, diarrhea, then you need to replenish your electrolytes. But otherwise, you naturally have them in your body, so it's not necessary to replenish them really. And also, all these drinks like Powerade, Gatorade, even electrolyte solutions, they have extra added chemicals in them, and also sugars and that kind of thing. Electrolytes, like I said, they're a form of sodium, and they help your cells move water around your body. So that's the purpose of electrolytes. That's what they do. When you sweat, you lose electrolytes, like quite a lot of them. That's why you see athletes using electrolyte solutions or sports drinks, etc., because it's necessary for them to replace the electrolytes that they're losing through their sweat. So if you're not sweating a lot, like you're not working out right now and you're not ill or anything, then you're not losing the electrolytes, so you don't need to replace them. So better hydration would be just straight up plain water. Now, being dehydrated will affect not only your skin, the quality of your skin, like a lot of people go for that glowy look. You won't have that if you're dehydrated, but also the plumping of the skin. I know collagen supplements are really, really popular right now. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But if you're taking collagen supplements, typically they have hyaluronic acid in them, which is something that you can take internally. It's not only applied topically. And if you're not drinking enough water, then the hyaluronic acid is going to have basically no effect. So being dehydrated can also affect the plumpness of your skin, but it can also have other really damaging effects. If you are dehydrated on a regular basis, it can start causing problems with your kidney function, and you are more prone to having kidney stones, and also it can affect other organ function as well. So water is super, super important, and I wouldn't recommend replacing it with sports drinks, to be honest, and that's just my personal opinion. I'm not, this is a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not like a certified person, I'm not like a medical doctor, I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that. This is all information that I'm passing on to you based on probably about a year of research that I've been doing about the science behind healthy skin and healthy body. So yeah. The next thing that I will talk about is blood flow. A lot of times we have decreased blood flow to the skin, and that can be caused by a lot of things. Smoking or vaping is a huge thing. Smoking is worse than vaping, as in it has more chemicals. It actually shrinks the capillary veins, and those are the tiny little blood vessels that they send blood up towards your skin. And also nicotine, if you're vaping and you're vaping nicotine, nicotine also constricts those little blood vessels, which makes them smaller, which makes them less able to circulate the blood up to your skin. And also being sedentary, so sitting around a lot, not getting exercise, those kinds of things also affect the blood flow in your body. Now, for obvious reasons, reduced circulation is going to be bad for you. On kind of a more aesthetic level, if your body isn't actually pumping your blood up to those small capillary veins and getting to your skin, it's causing a lot of issues, because blood actually circulates the oxygen around your body, which probably most people are aware. So the blood is delivering nutrients and oxygen to your skin and the rest of your organs in your body, but also the blood is taking away like the free radicals and the bad things, is taking away the toxins that later your liver will process. So reduced blood flow has a huge impact on your body, including your organs, and it has like a very huge impact on your skin as well. It impacts how well the products that you apply topically work. It impacts how well the products that you ingest, so any supplements, powders, etc., will work. And it also affects wrinkles. It affects the plumpness of your skin. It affects your collagen levels. So smoking and vaping are definitely bad, and also alcohol has the same kind of effect. So if you drink, then that's also reducing your blood flow, and it's also reducing your skin's ability to heal and regenerate. Our whole body is like a very regenerative system. On average, your body regenerates its cells completely every 7 years or so. I mean, there are a couple parts of your body where the cells take a little bit longer, up to a decade, to regenerate, but typically your whole body is like basically a new body every 7 years. And your skin, though, your skin has the most amazing regenerative power, and it is also your largest organ. And I think that most people know that, but I'm not sure. But your skin regenerates the cells like your whole skin is basically a new skin every 27 or so days. So not getting enough exercise, like, if you should be getting your heart rate up at least 3 or 4 times a week to kind of, get your blood flowing, get the oxygen delivered up to your skin, because your skin is going to be the last thing that gets the blood flow. It's going to be the last thing because your organs are more important. That's just how the body works. So you have to really think about that when you're thinking about overall like well-being. So now that we talked about things that you might potentially be doing that could be damaging your skin, let's talk about the things that you can be doing that will be helping your skin. And we already talked about hydration, and now I'm going to go into exercise. I tried to get my heart rate up for at least 10 minutes every single day. And I know that that sounds like a bit of a pain in the ass, honestly, and sometimes it is, because sometimes I'm tired and I just want to do the kind of self-care where I eat ice cream and watch Netflix. But I tried to get my heart rate up like high for at least 10 minutes a day, and whether that's like doing some kind of cardio or doing some kind of tough exercise just to get my heart rate up. So I'm opening up those veins, especially for me. The weather is really cold right now, and that is not conducive to circulation, so it's especially important during the cold and winter months to try and get the heart rate up so that the blood is flowing to everywhere in the body. And also exfoliation is so important, and I use many methods for exfoliation. I'm not a huge fan of body scrubs. I know that they're widely available and a lot of people buy them, and I'll tell you why I'm not a fan of them. A lot of them contain stuff like walnut shells. Like the St. Ives body scrubs and face scrubs actually are notorious for this. They contain walnut shells, and they're crushed up really fine, and that's great, and it might actually feel good when you're rubbing it on you, but the shells are really tough. They don't like disintegrate like a sugar scrub would do. They actually tear little tiny micro tears into your skin all over. So I don't like scrubs because you can never be 100% sure what's in it unless you make it yourself, and when I use a scrub, I do make my own. Now, a sugar scrub is super simple to make if you want to try it. This is not me recommending a product, but if you wanted to try to make your own sugar scrub, I actually use coffee in my sugar scrubs. I use coffee and sugar as the abrasive, and I use either olive oil or coconut oil melted as the emulsifier. So if you wanted to try a scrub, you could use those things. The reason that I use coffee is because not only is it good at exfoliating, but it also is, the caffeine is good for your skin. I would never recommend using coffee on the face because it doesn't break down like sugar does, but you could use it on the rest of your body. But my favorite way to exfoliate is actually dry brushing, and I'm going to explain to you why dry brushing is so satisfying. Now, if you haven't heard of dry brushing before, it's basically what it sounds like. It's a brush that's specifically made for your body, and you can also buy ones that are a bit more gentle for your face. I have a body brush that I love using. It's got bristles, but it's also got little rubber nubs in it. I use this about 3 times a week. You can find these really cheap basically anywhere. They usually have a handle. Sometimes they're circular, sometimes they're oval. The bristles are usually natural, but you can get synthetic ones too if you don't like using natural bristles. And you basically just rub it in one motion on your body. I mostly do this on my legs like a couple times a week, and then I will do the rest of my body less often because I like my legs to be super smooth, and this really does it. If you have problems with like any of the what people call chicken skin, where you get like those little bumps on your skin, this really helps. And it also helps preventing ingrown hairs. It removes the dead skin cells, and it increases circulation, and it can even help reduce the look of cellulite. So this is a really great method for exfoliating your body. It's not going to be tearing your skin up, and it really feels great to do it. I typically will use a body brush before a shower, and then I use like a really thick lotion afterwards, because when you are scrubbing down your body, when you're exfoliating, it does kind of hurt your moisture barrier a little bit. But when you are taking off the dead skin cells and then you wash yourself afterwards, especially if you use a kind of soap that's not natural, like a castor oil soap or something. If you don't use castor oil soap, then you're further destroying the moisture barrier. Every time you wash your skin with soap, you are destroying the moisture barrier, and the moisture barrier is basically, you can feel it on your face more than on the rest of your body, but we do get it on our entire body. On the face, it's called sebum, and you might think of it as like your skin feels greasy. Well, your skin might be feeling greasy because you're over washing it. If you wash yourself too much, your skin does react to that, and so when you're using an exfoliant and then you're using soap afterwards, you really need to replenish your moisture barrier, and that can be done with a good thick cream. And I know that there's a lot of different creams on the market, but I would recommend something that doesn't have any kind of fragrance to it. Like, I wouldn't go to, maybe like Bath and Body Works and get one of their scented things, because it's not really the best for helping restore the moisture barrier after you've damaged it. And next I want to talk about supplements, because I see so many supplements. I do research on supplements because there's so much misinformation out there, and because supplements don't have to really be FDA approved, and some people don't actually know that supplements aren't FDA approved, but the companies who make these supplements are able to give a lot of misinformation. When you go to the pharmacy or the drugstore or wherever you buy your supplements, online or whatever, a lot of times you're getting adverts for like gummy supplements, and I am a big no-no on gummy supplements. I really feel like they're kind of the opposite of good for you. So about supplements, first of all, if you're taking a collagen supplement, you want to ensure that you're taking a collagen peptide supplement, because peptides are much smaller. The molecules are much smaller and much more easily absorbed by the body. So if you're taking a collagen supplement and it's not peptides, I would highly recommend switching, because the other types of collagen are much less easily absorbed, meaning that you're taking, like, say you're taking 25 grams, you're probably only absorbing less than half of that. And it's harder for it to get to where it's going to actually improve anything or make a difference for you. So if you're taking a collagen supplement or thinking of it, I would highly recommend taking a peptide supplement. Now, with any type of supplement, you want to make sure that you're taking vitamin C, or there is vitamin C in the supplement. Vitamin C is an absorbic acid, and that actually helps your body absorb the supplements that you're taking. Also, if you're going for a collagen supplement, I would highly recommend a collagen supplement that also has hyaluronic acid in it, because if you're taking collagen, it's probably for your hair, your nails, and your skin, and the hyaluronic acid is really, really going to help with all of those things as well. If you're using like a collagen cream, I just want to say that collagen creams, the molecules in the cream are quite big, and it's very difficult for your skin to absorb that. So if you're going to use collagen, I would highly recommend using a collagen peptide that you take orally. Powders are easier for your body to absorb than pills are, but you could take it in either pill form or powder form, and that's going to be far better than any collagen cream that you can get. As for moisturizers for your face, I would recommend using something with retinoids. Also, vitamin C is very good, and hyaluronic acid, but it really depends on what kind of hyaluronic acid is in the products that you're using, because some of them are easily absorbed and some of them are not easily absorbed. So it's really important when you're looking into buying skincare that you're checking the ingredients and actually knowing what's in it, because I'll tell you that about 2 years ago, I bought a very expensive cream from a very expensive company. I'm talking $200+ for a little tub of cream, and I later learned that it was basically garbage, and I was really upset. So again, these types of products are not regulated by anyone. You know, they can say clinically proven, and those are like very small test groups. Sometimes the test groups might only be 10 people, and you don't actually know what the results are. So just be cautious when you're shopping for these types of things, because not everything that you read about it is true. And also with reading reviews, because whenever I buy a product I always read reviews, but again, not everything is going to work for everybody. So just do your research into these things and before you're buying them. And like I said, if you guys are interested in product recommendations, I have a ton, because I've tried almost every brand available on the market, and the products that I'm using now are actually pretty affordable and they do their jobs, and I'm very happy with them. So I've told you what I would recommend using for your face, and moisturizers and kind of your serums. If you're going to use vitamin C, I recommend using it in a serum and not a cream. And then usually I use like a pretty good hyaluronic acid cream on my face, and that really helps a lot, especially in these winter months. And for your body, you want to use something that's thicker and that is going to help restore your moisture barrier, because typically we're putting our creams on after we get out of the shower. So again, it's important to restore the moisture barrier after that. So just to briefly recap, drinking a lot of water is very important. and don't try to substitute it with sports drinks and energy drinks and stuff like that, because there is no substitute for real water. Don't forget that your body is made up mostly of water, and we need to replenish that every single day. And it also helps with bowel movements. If you're dehydrated, you can be constipated, and if you're constipated, please take a fiber supplement. And exercising or doing something to increase your blood flow is really great. Not vaping nicotine, because nicotine really is constricting those very small blood vessels. And not drinking, because drinking again is constricting your blood vessels. And then also exercising to get that heart rate up at least a few times a week is really great. And then, supplements, you have to be careful with them. Really look into them, because it's not good to be taking garbage supplements. It's not going to give you the results you want, and it's not going to generally be good for you to be taking supplements that are just being passed as waste. So those are a few things. And also eating healthy, because your skin really needs the vitamins that are in mostly fruit and also vegetables, but the fruit is really important. I eat quite a lot of fruit. You just have to be careful, because fruit contains fructose, which is natural sugars, and sugars turn to carbs, which then turn to fat, and carbs can turn to sugars in your body, which turns to fat if you're not burning it off. So just be cautious when eating natural fruits and vegetables, because that can happen to you. And that's going to be all for this cast. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative and helpful. And not everything is going to work for everybody. So if you heard something that you might want to try, give it a go. And if it doesn't work for you, don't be discouraged, because not everything works for everybody. And if you enjoyed this, please follow me or subscribe, depending on what platform you're listening from. And again, I will be linking those resources in the description of this video. No matter where you're listening from, those links and resources will be available if you are struggling with addiction, or if you are affected by someone who's struggling with addiction. So don't suffer in silence. Please reach out if you need help. And I will talk to you guys next time, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.